This week in the 1900 house,
I don't like the food.
problems with the food and the clothes,
As tightly as you can without passing out.
which Joyce discovers can be bad for your health. And the bowlers get caught buying the one modern item they can't live without. There's leisure, 1900 style. But not everyone can join in the fun.
We can't go swimming. We're singled out.
And the bowlers got a maid to do the dirty work.
I was told to stay in the kitchen by Mr. Bowler, so I was treated generally like a real skivvy.
She's a maid of all work, paid to do jobs.
Personally, I think that Paul is a pain in the neck.
Meet the Bowler family. Royal Marine Paul, School Inspector Joyce, 11-year-old twins Ruth and Hillary, Catherine 16 and 9-year-old Joe. They volunteered to go back in time to wash, dress, eat and live every intimate detail of domestic life in the 1900 house.
The 1900 House was made possible by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
The Bowlers are settling into their new life, but they're still finding it difficult to adjust to 1900 ways. Strict social rules governed Victorian life. Etiquette was unrelenting, clothing prudent, and morals central. The Bowlers, conscious of their status as a lower middle-class family, are grappling with their new identities. Their daily routines are now set. As the man of the family and the breadwinner, Paul goes out to work every day. He's a warrant officer with the Royal Marines, and his 1900 wages are the equivalent of $700 a year. According to 1900 standards, Joyce cannot work outside the home. She's had to temporarily give up her job, and with her children at school, now spends her days at home, battling to keep the house free of dirt.
You start at one end and you work your way down, and as soon as you've finished, it's all come back. You could gather up all the fluff and make a nice sort of bird's nest out of it, really. There is literally enough. So there you are, look. That's a nice little... That's actually 2 days. Just wave it out the window. God, it all comes back in. When they used to clean, they would dust things down and they would shut the door, open the window and go out and leave the dust to settle. And I think that must be where the saying comes from. Because obviously the room's just full of all this dust, you would choke to death. And you wait for it to settle back down again. So you haven't actually cleaned it, you just moved it around a bit.
After a week and a half, she's had enough.
There we are. Quite frankly, the thought of just all I am doing is keeping this house clean is just so boring. I think I'll just go start staring mad, or I'll just leave. Because to think that my only aim in life is to remove dust and fluff, no thanks.
Instead, she's come up with a 1900 solution, getting someone else to do the dirty work. 100 years ago, most lower middle-class families would have employed a servant. Joyce can easily afford it from her weekly household budget, and like her Victorian counterpart, has placed an ad in the local paper.
Cleaner, cleaning manager, domestic helper, wanted to help clean 1900s style house. Required to work for 3 months in South East London. This is a real cleaning job. I hope they're prepared to do some proper cleaning. Fluff, dirt, dust, hands and knees stuff.
When he's not at work, Paul has been doing his share of housework, rejecting the stereotypical role of the man in 1900.
When the rules were put towards us, I read them carefully, and I said, yes, I agree to the rules. So I am sticking to them 100%. The way I dress, but not so much as the way I portray myself, because I don't think I could do that, because that would be very, very Victorian, and I think everything would collapse if I just sat there and just read the paper and expected my meals to put on the table and and did nothing. You should learn to do a hand wash.
In fact, men doing housework is not that out of character. Despite the popular image, historical accounts recall that some Victorian men helped with the household chores, since running a home was so demanding. But it is unlikely they would have admitted to their domestic duties in public, so hanging out the wash would have been unheard of. What's really shocked Paul is what's expected of the master of the house. Cassell's The 1900 Household Bible states that he, the master, is in charge. And in family disagreements, all members must be governed by him.
We had a look at it in the back quoted about sort of Joyce has got to have the same mind, or the woman of the house has got to have the same mind as a man if he goes out. Namely, his will was whatever happened, in the house, down to the looking after the children, to the payment of the bills, to the how much she was allowed to spend. And I'm not like that, and I don't think I'll ever will be.
One of the most important duties of the Victorian wife was to receive visitors, a status symbol even in America. There's been no shortage of friends and neighbours eager to take a tour. Joyce's friend Natalie is the latest to arrive.
From Paula?
No, it's
You've got your piano there, and
we're very keen on this period. But I mean, I like this period and all this stuff, but with the things we're used to from now,
like electricity and
yes. But at the look, yes. But they've had these. Well, they do.
Wooden ones, of course. Aren't they nice?
Yeah. But what's interesting is that it's what a lot of people are trying to do with houses anyway now, isn't it? That get it back.
People are very keen to adopt Victoriana in their lives, and I think that's what a lot of people think we're doing here. In actual fact, what they don't realise is they've sanitised Victoriana.
Isn't this fabulous? Oh, it's fabulous, isn't it?
I found that with people coming around to the house and admiring things and saying, oh, isn't it lovely, isn't it pretty, or, it's given me lots of ideas, and oohing and ahhing over the whole thing, has made me quite cross, because I can see beneath that now, and I know that on the exterior, yes, it may look lovely, and it may actually look like the perfect homely setting. In actual fact, it's quite the reverse. I'm sorry about the fluff. I did clean through yesterday, and it's fluff world. It just grows overnight.
No cleaning, lady.
Not yet, anyway.
It's not just the house that's difficult to keep clean. Joyce is grating soap, made from cow fat and perfume, to form a mixture for washing hair. The invention of shampoo is more than 50 years away, and this homemade version doesn't clean nearly as well. Plus, it's leaving a scummy deposit.
It feels like shampoo.
Oh, don't!
I just want to show you the results of my disgusting soap shampoo episode, where I thought I'd been ever so clever and made some wonderful shampoo. My hair is just revolting. I mean, I can stand most things, and I know it's really early days, but I really, really need something to wash my hair with.
In most households, this would be heading for the frying pan. But Joyce has received a suggestion from historical expert Daru Rook.
Dear Joyce, when you wash your hair, you might try something I found listed in an 1860s household encyclopedia. It recommended whisking 2 egg yolks and the juice of a lemon, then massaging it into the hair thoroughly. I suppose it would be like a protein wash and should be quite good.
You ready?
Oh, it smells.
Right, now we're supposed to leave it on for about 2 minutes. You got it all wrong.
Make sure that's clean.
It doesn't.
Give me some.
I think the egg and stuff just kind of sticks to the soot and the soap and the grease and the dirt. Oh, God. That must be a minute. It's quite cold now.
Yeah, which is good, because obviously if you got it any hotter, you might have big lumps of
Scrambled egg.
suffering for the price of fashion.
It's not even vanity, it's just to feel
It's basic
nice.
cleanliness, isn't it?
I just smell very sort of omelette-y, I think. It's all sort of That is dry and brittle and sticky. Is it falling out? Is it
breaking off. Yeah. Ah, it's in my hand. Oh boy.
I know.
Eventually I will look like the wild woman from Borneo, and it'll be like... I normally thrive on having a good sense of humour and, I don't know, just seeing the good things in life and enjoying myself. And I'm trying to, but it's becoming harder and harder, and it's like grinding me down almost. This way.
After just 2 weeks of egg and soap shampoos, one temptation of modern life is proving irresistible. In England, as in America, shopping was usually done on account. At the local store, the bowlers have agreed to buy only products that would have been available in 1900. 2 weeks into the experiment, temptation has got the better of them.
Now, it's confession time. We put the shampoo in the basket, and I looked and I waited, and I thought in a minute he's going to say, yes, you can have all these things, but I'm afraid, this isn't allowed. But he didn't. He just kind of wrung it through. And I turned to Catherine, and it was like, yes, we've done it, we're through. We've got whatever, we've got the extra 500 cigarettes through customs. Or not only did I buy the shampoo, but it was buy one, get one free.
It's wash and go, it's wash and go, it's wash and go, it's wash and go.
Behold, the elixir of life. I've washed my hair with shampoo. Isn't it wonderful? Isn't it silly?
Now Joyce must deal with the guilt of breaking rules she agreed to live by.
Your hair's not an issue, yeah? What the issue is the 1900 experience, yeah?
Well, my hair's chosen not to have a 1900 experience, and I'm sorry, my feelings are valid, and if they don't suit other people, then hard cheese.
It's Joyce's choice to do what she has to do to continue with our experience. And if that's what she has to do to maintain the level of hardship that we're actually going through and the level amount of work we have to do, then so be it. We're not here to torture ourselves, are we? We're not here to torture ourselves.
It's not supposed to be an endurance thing, but we're supposed to be staying true to the
as much as we possibly
and not compromising. We've actually come to a conclusion that I'm going to pour these down the drain, and I am going to start again.
Staying true to the 1900 diet is also causing problems. The menu is not to everyone's taste and is about to prompt a protest.
I don't like the food.
What food would you like? Peanut butter.
Peanut butter, chocolate spread, chips, cornflakes, ice cream, flip lollies.
The main concern with Joseph is he's not eating, and he's not eating the food that we're cooking. Everyone else is eating it except for Joseph, and I'm concerned, Joyce is concerned, and we're trying to think of things for Joseph to eat all the time.
Lentils.
In 1900, the staple diet for families like the Bowlers was cheap cuts of boiled meat and vegetables with very little flavouring.
Yes, please.
I feel like though this is a bit better for us, don't you? That sort of I'm producing things that are perhaps a bit more familiar. What do you think? Do you think this week's food is an improvement on last week's food?
Yeah. No.
You don't, Joe. Actually, you've got a bit fussier, haven't you, mate?
I can't really afford to have an extremely fussy son. We are coping with that. And I don't think he's going to drop dead if he eats the same thing day in, day out for 3 months. I'm not really going to worry myself about it too much. But I think Victorians would have just cooked it, put it on the table, and you were grateful for what you got, and you ate it. Because if you didn't, the person sitting next door to you will soon do that.
There we go. Hillary?
Joyce is still trying to stick to a vegetarian diet.
Joe?
No. Do we have to wait to try them, or do we...
Tonight's period recipe is for onion and beet fritters.
You'll be sad.
Look what came through the door. Pizza! Yum.
Shall I cut the others?
Yes, please. Oh, right.
Actually, they're lovely.
Are you sure you'd like to try some, Joe?
Look. It's gorgeous.
I just hate loads of onion.
You don't like it? The onions are a bit.
I do
raw,
like
they're
onion,
nice.
but I don't think I need to.
Then for dessert.
I don't think it's set enough.
I don't think it'll.
Yeah, it's doing it.
Oh! It's gone everywhere.
Oh.
No, it's not cow pat.
Seriously, ordering a pizza when I get back. It's going to be so cool. I'm going to have a mad feast of food. It's going to be so cool.
The interviews for Joyce's maid are now set. Having never employed a cleaner, Joyce needs help on what to even ask. Daru Rook has written with more advice.
Make sure when you interview prospective girls that you have read Mrs. Beaton's eminently sensible advice. Well, we have. I've read that.
We have that.
For my own part, I would suggest you check the girl's hands carefully. A soft hand suggests an idle heart. Let's have a look at your hands. Oh, you haven't done any work, ever. And we must insist that she become a teetotaler. Otherwise, sherry stocks may suffer. I am heartily pleased you have taken this decision. How else can you proclaim fully to your neighbours that you have entered the middle class?
Armed with this advice, Joyce begins her interviews.
It's very nice to meet you. I'm Joyce. I've got a few questions that I'd like to ask you. Okay. And I expect you'll have some questions for me.
Yeah.
Go and take your coat.
Joyce has narrowed it down to 2 applicants.
May I see your hands, please? Yes, you obviously used to lots of hard work. This is one of the things I've been advised to ask for.
I worked in factories, like I've done a lot of cleaning, things like that. I cleaned schools.
I know in 1900 that they would be employing somebody who was very poor and who needed the work and needed the money. And that's the way we should be treating her. But I think because we're actually a 1999 family, that it's not in our nature to be really horrible to anybody and make them do horrible, skivvy jobs.
I like the idea. Someone waiting on me. It makes me feel important.
Washing up the breakfast dishes, emptying the slops in the bedrooms, and dusting and sweeping from top all the way down, cleaning out any grates that we've used, which will probably be this one. Yeah. We don't have any detergents.
Obviously, you haven't got a Hoover.
You're a grade above the working class.
Yes, middle class.
Yes, you're the middle class.
Yes, we are. Hello, girls. Hi. Hello. This is Elizabeth.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Both applicants are well qualified, but Joyce has chosen Elizabeth Lillington. She wins by 6 inches. A tall maid of all work was recommended to reach into awkward spaces.
I thought the house was great. It's like having your own personal time machine to walk into, you know. It's fantastic. I mean, it's a lot different to what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a lot bigger, you know, because I was really nervous about how much cleaning I would have to do. But it does seem like hard work, you know, in them days. But the challenge of it, I think, is brilliant.
To celebrate the appointment, the bowlers are having a special meal. They've read up on fish and chips and discovered that they were popular from 1860 on. By 1900, London had over 1,000 fried fish shops. Battered fish and chips cost the equivalent of 2 cents a portion. Alternatively, oysters were plentiful and cheap. Luckily for vegetarian Joyce, chips are no longer fried in beef drippings.
Thank you.
Fast food has arrived at Elliscombe Road.
Someone.
Yeah, drumroll, you've actually tried something.
And for once, Joe is happy with Victorian fare.
Salt, please. And popcorn. Daddy, don't let her
Elizabeth, the maid, arrives for her first day at work.
Good morning.
Morning, Elizabeth. Come in.
Thank you.
While in the house, Elizabeth has agreed to abide by 1900 rules and dress in 1900 clothes.
I'm 29, I'm 30 this year. Most of my life I've been doing cleaning, so has my mother's and my mum's mother as well. So I'm like the third generation of a cleaner in my family. Oh, great. I curled my fringe off.
Oh, come through to the kitchen. Go through to the scullery.
I wanted this job because I've always been really interested in history, especially women's history. And when I found out they had reconstructed this house, I couldn't wait to get here because I feel like I'm living and breathing and wearing the same things that my great-grandmother probably would have worn. Yeah. Oh, right, sunlight soap, excellent. There's no better household soap.
Have you got a corset on?
Yes.
You have? Yeah. You got it tightly laced?
It's not very tightly laced, no.
I suppose we ought to talk about terms and hours of work, things like that. Girls, could you go and find something to amuse yourselves with? Yeah. Bye. So if you were working full-time as a maid of all work, if we look at the rate of wages, it would range from...
Almost all middle-class families could afford at least one servant in 1900. The same was true in America, where a servant was an important indication of middle-class status. Help was not hard to find in the U.S. because of the waves of immigrants arriving in the country. In 1900 America, Elizabeth would have earned around $150 a year.
In modern money, that's 4p.
God.
So you got to work all day?
Yeah, for £4.
Yeah.
Elizabeth gets to work, while Joyce becomes a lady of leisure.
Part of me is thinking, oh good, I don't have to do all the horrible cleaning. Part of me is saying, that's awful. You know, you've got somebody else, a woman at that, cleaning up after you. I want to be a benevolent employer. I suppose I'll be giving her cups of tea, free access to the outside toilet. I mean, what else can I give her? There aren't really a lot of perks to this job. As much fluff as you can take home.
Elizabeth is fantastic. She is great. She would have put so much effort into it, and she's a really nice person as well.
What did you get for country?
Denmark.
You all got Denmark? I'm cheating. I taught the children here a game to play, which all my family used to play, and there was 9 of us, me and my twin brother, the youngest of 9. We didn't have much toys or anything like that, and we used to keep ourselves occupied by playing charades and telling ghost stories.
Right, upstairs.
Right.
Elizabeth's ghost stories have inspired Hilary and Ruth.
This is Alice, and she's our little ghost, and she didn't like us moving in because she used to live here, and once when she was playing with her little doll, she was playing with it on the stairs, and because it moves its head, she was sort of moving her head with it, and she fell down the stairs, and that's how she died. It's a bit sad. So that's how she's sort of the ghost in the house.
What, so we help her? Yeah, we got some.
The children have decided to make up their own play. The leading lady is Alice, the 1900 house ghost.
Okay, actors. Right. We got Mum, that's what Hilary drew.
Alice would have seen more tragedies because there wouldn't have been any safety then, and she would have seen people getting burned and things like that.
Left.
Although Alice is fictional, deaths like hers were all too real. In 1900 Britain, 1 in 4 children died before the age of 6 due to infections like yellow fever, influenza, and tuberculosis. In 1900, it's unlikely that all the Bowler children would have survived their early childhood.
Literally just walk through the door. To discover the house is absolutely beautiful. It is beautiful. She's dusted, she's cleaned. Are you sure she didn't have a vacuum cleaner in her bag or something?
Elizabeth has been studying Victorian cleaning manuals.
In one of the books I was reading, they used to use tea leaves on the carpets, and that was in order to stop the dust. Oh, that's great, that is. There's another good tip about salt. If you get dry salt and put it on a colourful carpet and leave it for a few minutes and then brush it off, it brings all the shine of the colour out of the carpet, so the carpet looks like brand new.
By 1900, new job opportunities like office work meant that servants might be able to find other jobs. So in order to keep your maid, you had to be kind. Magazines advised giving them knee pads for floor work to prevent the crippling onset of housemaid's knee.
Elizabeth! Come and see what I've got.
Joyce has gone one step further.
Oh, what? Oh, nice one. Brilliant.
Bank success.
Oh, excellent.
The carpet sweeper was invented by an American asthmatic named Bissell in a bid to contain the dust which inflamed his lungs. It was first marketed in England in 1887.
Oh, that's brilliant. Great. Is that my present? My new toy at the moment, because it saves me practically an hour when I'm cleaning the carpets. So I know that feminism helped women gain their liberty, but if you ask me, I think it was more the carpet sweeper and domestic appliances that gave women their liberty, because it saved so much time working. Thank you, Mum.
No, thank you. You will be back, won't you?
You'll see me again. Bye, girls.
Bye, Elizabeth.
See you. Yeah. Take care. Bye.
And you. Bye-bye. Hope she does come back.
Having a maid will give Joyce much more freedom, but there are some 1900 constraints she can't escape.
I've got to go and put my corset on and don't want to. What I want to put on today is a pair of trousers and a fleece and a pair of deck shoes. But I've got to go and put on some bloody fancy dress. So, first thing in the morning, before you've eaten or drunk anything, you pop yourself into this awful thing, instrument of torture.
Also constricted by her corset, Catherine has found an article in Cassell's which shows that wearing a tight corset was a concern even in 1900.
The stupidity and wickedness of this custom is scarcely possible to exaggerate. It not only ruins the health of those who practice it, but it throws a burden upon the next generation and weakens the race.
And then this is where you give yourself a waist. So you pull it as tightly as you can without passing out.
The tender bones and muscles are pinched, squeezed, crimped and confined so that the complicated internal organs, which are so wonderfully constructed and so marvellously fitted to their work, are interfered with and pushed out of place.
Look. Oh, not Cassell's. What have you got?
Right. You know, we're talking about working in your corset.
Yeah.
Well, here they are totally against it.
So can I take it off then?
Well, it says here, during recent years, a strong protest has been made by more sensible women against the absurdities of tight lacing.
Good grief! Over-tight lacing causes pimples on the face, red nose, fainting, hysteria and nervousness. There you go. Put it all down to that.
See, that's why you had hysterical moments.
Red blotches in all sorts of unexpected places. Yeah. Exactly. I'm perfectly normal.
Exactly.
There you go. It was my corset.
Hello. Oh, hello.
Joyce and Catherine have called on local doctor Joanna Long, who's monitoring the health of the family during the project. They're suffering from shortness of breath. To check what's happening requires a respiratory test.
Blow, 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 blow. Is that it?
Sorry, yes.
Okay. So your peak flow was 300, which is actually quite low. Do you smoke?
No.
Right, okay. I'm sure that's to do with the corset.
The same test is done without the corset.
Hard, keep blow, 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 blow. Okay, 420.
That's a bit better, isn't it?
It really is constricting you, isn't it?
And all for the sake of fashion.
I've actually got a book that I've discovered, which was actually written in 1890, and there's actually a section in this book. It's called The Heart of Beauty, and it says what stays cost us, and it's basically describing, you know, what you've noticed in that. These women that wore the corsets for a long time, their actual body shape changed, and if you can see, the ribs tended to become more elongated, the waist became much more nipped in. The ribs cover lots of internal organs, and the internal organs can actually, you know, become abnormally shaped as well.
They have to move, obviously.
If I can show you here how the lungs, the heart, and the liver can actually become very, very distorted in shape from the pressure. You know, even then they knew all the effects of corsetry, and yet, you know, women still wore them.
Dr. Long doesn't feel wearing a corset for just 3 months is a health risk, and leaves Joyce to decide whether to continue with it.
Stop, get it all on.
Without it, though, her tightly tailored clothes won't fit.
I hate it. I hate the bloody thing. I absolutely hate it, to think that I would have to wear this for the rest of from my adult life. I can't not wear it because the clothes won't fit, I won't be the right shape, I'll look ridiculous.
On average, women's waists in 1900 were 5 inches smaller than they are today. Rigid corsets would be in fashion for another 20 years. But there are some Victorian outfits that aren't so constricting. The bowlers have discovered that swimming was popular in 1900 Britain just as it was in America, especially at seaside resorts like Coney Island and Atlantic City. The family has spent some of their weekly budget on bathing suits.
Oh my God!
Do you go to the Zippo circus? Yeah, it's going to be good. Oh, if yours is going to be like that, that's really good. That's fantastic. Oh my Lord.
It's like a sailor suit. I'm a milk lady. Right there. I think that's Catherine's.
You wouldn't have to wear your corset if you wore those.
The swimsuits aren't exactly lycra. They're made of wool serge, but they feel incredibly light after the layers of clothes the family has been wearing.
I haven't walked up and down the stairs or walked around the house feeling free, and it's taken years off me, this has.
And for once, Joyce can take off her hated corset.
Fantastic.
See these muscles I've got now? Now I've been lifting coal, look at this.
Wow. That is fantastic.
You don't want to meet me on a dark night.
Monkeys.
It's the best I've felt in weeks.
Yeah.
I just can't believe that they were this close to freedom and then put themselves all back in the other stuff.
Trust them up and sell them.
Yeah.
Public baths were originally built in the 1850s, before people had plumbing in their houses. In addition to swimming pools, they had areas for washing and delousing. But some of the bowlers are missing out.
Catherine and I are outcasts from society. We can't go swimming. We're singled out. Why? Why? All because we're women.
For Joyce and Catherine, it's the wrong time of the month. In 1900, most women had to make their own sanitary towels out of cotton rags.
I'm just making this circular belt, and then I'm literally pinning them front and back like that. Like a little hammock, like a nappy. Comes round the front. You make sure you don't get it too sort of bound up with your suspenders or your corset or whatever, because you can't go to the loo then. And you just trust in them, really.
Doctors in those days believed menstruation was caused by blood escaping from the womb, which they thought was a weak organ. The actual reason, the monthly shedding of the womb lining, was not understood until 1908.
They don't have all this kind of dry weave top fabric or, you know, plasticky bits in the middle or any of that stuff. You know, there's none of this. They've got no wings and they can't do anything so fantastic. The liquid just literally goes into them and seeps out the other side.
Tampons did not go on sale in Britain or America until the 1920s. Women were told to rest for the duration of their periods, colloquially known as the curse. One person who would have had to work during her period is Elizabeth.
Oh, morning.
Morning.
Come in.
Thank you.
Right, today, after you've done your usual in the scullery,
Yeah.
dishes and bits, I wondered if you start the spring cleaning.
Yeah, fine.
And we'll do the girls' room first.
Right, fine.
Okay.
Yeah, great. Shall we get on with that then?
We'll do. You'll do. We'll do. Oh, God. I'm not doing it.
In 1900, many domestic servants worked 15 hours a day, 7 days a week. And for a maid of all work, spring was the hardest time of the year.
This is where we're going to start.
With Cassell's The Victorian Household Bible, Joyce instructs Elizabeth in the art of spring cleaning.
Yeah, Victorians were obsessed with bugs and germs, and obviously because there was so much illness and disease killing off their children, I suppose it makes sense to think that they obviously made the connection between the two, so they felt that doing cleaning like this was a way of protecting yourself from terrible illnesses.
Right.
Especially the children's room,
Yeah.
which is why I suppose this room would have been so important
Yeah, yeah.
to protect the children, to make sure that they didn't
Right.
catch something terrible that was going to kill them off.
Uh-huh.
And I think that's why they wanted to take the beds to pieces.
Right.
I mean, it says here that an insect will insinuate itself into the screws where brass knobs finish off. And I suppose they
Yeah,
thought,
yeah.
they were laying eggs and
Yeah.
and doing things. But these beds are,
They-
I mean,
they
to
are
take them
heavy
to
looking.
pieces, Best of British
Yeah.
luck.
Okay,
really.
thank you very much. If you don't see me in 2 hours, send out the Life Brigade or something.
Off I go to be middle class.
Paul's job as a Royal Marine regularly takes him away from home. His regimental commander has ordered him back to base.
I'm off. Even though we have a maid of all work now, it's quite difficult for me to go away.
Oh my God! Do you want some help?
Yes, please. You're an absolute lifesaver.
Paul will not be away long, but it's difficult to leave.
It's hard to leave Joyce and the girls and Joseph, knowing what they're actually sort of still going through as I leave. See you later.
Safe journey.
Yeah, you too. Look
Take care. See you soon.
Yeah, bye.
Please close the gate.
Killing germs and insects was a Victorian obsession. In 1900, bubonic plague carried by mites and fleas broke out in Glasgow. 16 people died. A solution of the minerals borax and alum was recommended to kill insects and their eggs. But compared to modern cleaning agents, it had almost no disinfectant properties.
If you do if I do the railings and the big posts, and then you can go along with the paintbrush and do all the little ornaments and holes and things, yeah?
In the Victorian War against disease, metal bed frames had replaced wooden ones. Metal beds were thought to be more hygienic because they could be taken apart easily and thoroughly cleaned.
See there as well.
Now that Elizabeth is busy doing the dirty work, Joyce has more time on her hands. In 1900, the Illustrated London News advertised a new product, bicycles for women. Until 10 years before, women had only ridden on horses, and even then only in the side saddle position. Joyce has her doubts.
She couldn't ride that bike with that skirt. It's ridiculous. She'd have come off. A particularly graceful mount is aptly termed the side or saddle mount.
Don't, until you have gained plenty of confidence, attempt the back mount, and even then, don't. It is doubtless very showy and calculated to make the boys' hearts flutter, but it is most unladylike. I'm going to have a go at that.
We'll try and do it with the skirt, and then after that I'm going to have to...
The safety bicycle not only gave women a new mobility, it was the first time they rode with their legs apart.
I did have reservations about cycling all dressed up as Mrs. 1900, thinking that the long skirts and the corset would mean that I'd just probably fall off or something. But actually it's fantastic, and it is liberating because it's much quicker. You can get places much quicker, and it's just a great feeling. So I think in 1900 it must have been fantastic to be able to whiz down the road on your bicycle. Hey, I'm free!
But not everyone in the Bowler home can enjoy their freedom. Elizabeth's skills are now on trial, as Daru Rook is about to return for a progress report. To make a good impression, the family is preparing to treat their guest to a faggot party. Faggot parties were a 1900 American import. Supper was taken early, the parlor cleared, and everyone had to come up with a party piece known as a faggot to fuel the party spirit.
I was nervous about Daru coming back to see us because as a curator of the project and somebody who's put together a lot, well, most of the house really, and invested a lot of himself in it, I wanted him to feel that we really had a good go at it, made a positive effort. We're going to have the doors closed, eat our meal, clear, move the table back, everybody sits over there. Round, yeah.
Open the curtains.
Open the doors and they can do that.
Yeah.
It's the first time he's seen the family since they moved in.
It's been 6 weeks now, and I want to see how all the things we did have stood up to wear and tear. I hope they haven't been infested with mice, and I hope they haven't come down with any nasty stomach ailment. I'm really nervous about this, so let's get it over with.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Come in.
Is Mrs. Bowler at home?
Yes.
I suppose the most astonishing thing about all this is really seeing how the house has changed.
I was supposed to be reclining on the chaise long.
You're doing very well.
So lovely
Nice
to see you again.
How it's turned from being a kind of museum set in some ways into being a real home. And I feel very peculiar being here in the middle of it.
I'll just make you some tea.
Oh, lovely. That's wonderful.
1900 etiquette dictated that a housewife would never serve tea in the kitchen, nor would she kiss anyone other than her family. These are the first social gaffes of the day, but by no means the last.
So you both of you all right and coping with all of this? That's perhaps a bit too much of a loaded question?
Yeah, that is a very loaded question.
It is a bit, gosh, it's too...
I'm actually enjoying myself here.
It's just come to me, I've got this love-hate relationship with being here. I either love it intensely, to the point where I think I could never leave, or I hate it so much, I'm practically putting my hat on and leaving, and it's very strange.
What sort of things make you hate it? I mean, is it because that really interests me, what you found difficult about it?
It's a sense of wasted talent. It's a sense of skill and brain power and other things. Often I could iron till I was blue in the face. I could iron all day. I could help Elizabeth. I could clean. She's nodding in the scale. I could I could find things to do in that way. I mean, I can keep myself active and busy all day.
And I think there were many women in 1900 who felt just what you've described. I mean, either you entered fully into the glory of keeping every piece of brasswork and woodwork in the house gleaming and shining, or you tried to do something about it. And by 1900, there were plenty of women around who were trying to get professions, learn to type, become secretaries. Suddenly, for the first time in 1900, you were getting the new woman, which is really probably what you would have ended up doing, or certainly your daughters would have ended up doing.
An honoured guest provides a welcome excuse for a family photo.
It'll come up in the photograph.
All right, just keep quiet, man. I'm just going to try and do this focusing again.
How about taking the thing off the lens first?
Photography was a popular hobby 100 years ago. Paul, like his Victorian counterpart, has picked up this handcrafted classic, built to a design from the 1870s. Kodak introduced celluloid film in 1883, but since the whole camera had to be sent to Rochester, New York for film processing, many amateurs continued to use photographic glass plates.
He's putting the plate in.
This is one of his worst hobbies ever.
Could you have done this before?
Can we pose, please?
Posing.
No, properly, Joseph, please.
Shall I put your legs down, that's it?
Still for 5 seconds, go. Thank you, everybody. It is for me.
Will it work? Will it work?
1900 developing fluids often contained a dangerous chemical, cyanide. Many avid photographers were gradually poisoned or went slowly mad.
Something's happening.
There you are.
Look at that.
To prevent fading, prints were fixed in a toning solution containing particles of real gold. The result, the brown-tinted images we now call sepia. The evening begins with the first faggot.
Welcome to Hill and Ruth's production of the 1900 house, The Ghost.
Always hurts when I play with that doll, because when I was 5 I was on the stairs.
Like many Victorian plays, their production has a moral message from beyond the grave. Alice is urging Paul and Joyce to slow down their pace of life.
Come and try. The stairs are safe if you're not silly. Yeah, come and try.
I thought the little production with the theatre was absolutely splendid. Ruth and Hilary had written that play all by themselves, and having the time and without the distractions of modern TV and other appliances, they'd been able to colour and draw and plan and do this really rather complicated thing, complete with musical accompaniment, which was quite unexpected.
It takes one step at a time to get through.
Bravo!
In the scullery, Elizabeth takes 1 step forward and 2 steps back.
Tea is more important than sweeping up at this present moment.
Have you got any ointment there that I could put on my hand? Because I seem to have burnt it on the grill of the range. I opened it, and instead of using that to close it like I should have done, I closed it with my hand. So it's my own stupid fault.
You just got to remember.
Zambuck ointment is the only product in the medicine cupboard for burns. It's made from paraffin wax and a natural antiseptic, eucalyptus oil.
Oh, that looks awful.
It hurts, it really does.
It's a very nice vintage. See if you like it, girls.
It's wine.
Dinner is served. The first course, a Victorian dish of potted beans.
So what do you do to the beans? Or should I be asking Elizabeth, really?
Now I do all my own cookery.
By 1900, the middle class had stopped imitating their social superiors by serving lavish evening meals. Instead, they served early evening high tea, consisting of easily prepared foods like spaghetti, a newly recommended dish in the recipe books of the day.
A woman at the time in your position would not have been socially that different to the person who was your maid. So in order to mark that distinction, you may well have been pretty nasty
To make her
to the maid in order to stress that difference and in order to make her get it right.
Never eat all that.
Well,
I'm afraid my working class roots have shown themselves. I'll never eat all that. Good strudel. Elizabeth, could you come back and get us another jug of lime, please, when you've finished?
Yeah, and then get your coat and hat.
I fancy you. I'm having to stop myself from going into the kitchen.
I'm going to have to stop myself from cuffing her on the back of the head.
I bet she's cursing.
I know, I bet she is. I'm not coming here again.
Personally, I think that Paul is a pain in the neck. Because, basically, if I was alive 100 years ago, my life would be as comfortable as he wants to make it. And this is the 90s, and he's not making my life very comfortable at all.
Where is she? She hasn't taken the cheese away, for goodness sake.
Just come back in again to get the tomato sauce. Stop being so horrible.
She's a maid of all work, paid to do jobs.
She's not a slave either.
She's not, no.
So why are you treating her like one?
He's just being horrid.
I think he's just being...
I'm doing a bit of role play.
To be funny.
I think that Mr. Bowler, Paul Bowler, slipped into the role of master of the house quite easily. He kept giving me a bad attitude throughout the whole night, which his son Joe picked up on. He kept calling me maid all night, which thoroughly upset me because he knew my name. So I think the snob in both the men at the house came out right, quite suddenly.
Yeah, it was.
If you clear the table and then bring in the other stuff, that'd be fantastic. Because the rhubarb and everything will be enough to go on with anyway.
You can't eat them.
I know, I like to
find. Have we got any more small plates?
Yeah, I'm just going to get them now. I'm a bit out of breath because I'm absolutely exhausted. It's nearly 9 o'clock and I've been here since 9 this morning. I've still got the washing up to do. My back's killing me. The corset's too tight. My feet hurt. My hands are sore. All I want to do is go home and go to my bed.
Good evening.
Good evening. Ladies and gentlemen, here I stand before you, a woman of the year 1900.
They're having a party downstairs and doing some shows. I don't know what's going on because I haven't been invited because I'm just the maid.
Please close your eyes. And cast your minds into the future. Far into the future. 100 years away to the year 2000. Keep those eyes closed. I can see you squinting, Daru Rook. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you the woman of the year 2000 as we enter the new millennium. Excuse me.
If a Victorian gentleman had had that vision of Catherine, his eyeglass would have popped out and he'd have been out in the garden having an apoplectic fit or desperately searching for a sheet to throw over her and protect her modesty, really. I know I was tempted to do that.
By the year 2000, women will have got the vote. Hooray!
Flog and flog!
We will have got into Parliament.
No! Never!
We will have come out again for a nice cup of tea. Yes! We will have invented a way of washing dishes without getting your hands all dry and sore. Yay!
I was told to stay in the kitchen by Mr. Bowler, so I was treated generally like a real skivvy because I worked in the kitchen with my hand. I worked till my hands were sore and red.
Yay! We will have bought more clothes. Yay!
I could hear all the entertainment going on in the front room and all the clapping and applauding and the laughing and that, and I was stuck in the kitchen working, and for a while I was feeling quite dejected.
I give you Miss Year 2000! Yay! Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Women's liberation and the women's movement, I've never really been into them before, but after this, they've got my total respect. I totally believe in anything they're doing now and support them to the fullest, believe me.
I've lived a 20th century life for the whole of my life. It's like I've been placed in this 1900 world and it's all around me. You know, I don't like it and I don't know how to be a Victorian.
Oi! Pack it in. If one of them hits me, I'm going to take you over my knee with the carpet beater. I mean it. You carry on phoning. See?
This week in the 1900 house, the Bowler children make their own entertainment.
It's great.
But Catherine is not amused.
Boring stories. There's no sex, no drugs, no alcohol, nothing.
Joyce enjoys being a lady of leisure, but finds it hard to be mistress of the house. Her relationship with Elizabeth deteriorates.
I'll bet you any money now, before they move out, that house will look like a tip.
And there's a family portrait, a trip to the dentist, and a music hall performance.
Become Prime Minister!
Back to Kent for you, my son.
Then the family gets ready for their trip back to the future.
No, turn the other way, so they're facing outwards. Like that, and it looks very easy.
Careful of Daddy's lips.
It's a whole lot cleaner.
In 1900, this suburban home was a refuge. Outside, the city streets were rife with poverty and danger. The new middle class retreated into their respectable homes, where an evening's entertainment consisted of needlework, music, card games, reading, and perhaps a glass of beer. For 2 months, the Bowler family has been holed up every evening. Their only amusements are those they've made themselves.
Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers.
With 4 weeks left in the 1900 house, the routine is starting to get to all of them.
Finished, Joe.
I know exactly how it feels to be stuck in a Victorian, boring, mind-numbingly boring existence. And now I know why. When Victorians did things, they threw themselves into it. They threw themselves into good works. Why, they could find their hobbies so absorbing. They were craving some mental stimulation. They were looking for something that would lift them out of the ordinary.
The Bowlers are desperate to find new ways to entertain themselves. Starting with a new nightly ritual. They've saved enough from their budget to afford a newspaper.
Newspaper here.
What is it?
It's Saturday, April 14th, the year 1900.
As well as the news from the Empire, the paper contains advertisements for a whole range of new and exciting products, including some all the way from America.
Kodak photography. May be mastered by anyone in a few minutes. No darkroom required for changing of films. A marvel of compactness, simplicity and efficiency. Can be had on the Times Encyclopedia Britannica system of payment by monthly instalments.
Mail order arrived in 1872, the same year Montgomery Ward began sending catalogs in the U.S. In 1900, purchase on credit payable by door-to-door collection brought home shopping to the masses.
Hello? Delivery.
What is it? It's the very latest technology. Right.
The first delivery, as advertised in the newspaper, a must for any girl aiming for the bright new world of secretarial work.
Do you find it a tantalising object? Because it says many young persons are now earning their own living in the offices of Empire through its services.
It's not exactly a laptop, is it?
No laptop would be
Oh, it's got a lovely sound. This is my new typewriter. You have to give it a good thump. It's not like computer where you just touch it. Do it again. Just wind it up a bit.
The QWERTY keyboard still used today on computers is awkward for the typist to learn, but was designed to slow the fingers down and stop the keys from jamming.
Give it some oomph. One at a time.
Delivery number 2, the world's first widely affordable camera, a Kodak Box Brownie. Its price tag, $1.
What's it actually made of, the camera? Cardboard.
This little button here, if you can undo that.
Yeah.
Winding thing. The film goes in there.
Yeah.
It's a roll film.
The simplicity of its easy-to-load cartridge film made it ideal for children.
Ooh, can I have a look through and see if I can see you?
Yeah, you have to make sure I'm in the light though, straight down here.
It's amazing. That tiny little thing, you can see all that detail.
Photographs were just finding their way into newspapers and magazines. Catherine is browsing through a copy of the Girl's Own paper from 1900.
This is the picture pull-out of the contributors to the Girl's Own paper. Look at them. The Girl's Annual has got absolutely nothing in it, nothing of interest whatsoever. It's absolutely rubbish. Tells you pointless stories. And here we have the Princess of Wales at a dairy. Phew. The excitement in her life, eh? Boring stories. There's no sex, no drugs, no alcohol, nothing.
The twins, however, are inspired and decide to go into production with their own edition of the Girl's Own paper.
Nick the idea from here that we could have two girls at the top, but have us up there. Me and Ruth are making a magazine, and it's going to have little adverts in. It's going to have just loads of articles in. I'm taking lots of photographs. We've got Mum's been in agony aunt, and at the top we've got 1900 journal and a picture of me and Hilary. And it's going to be really good. I really enjoy making it. It's just something to do, something to pass the time. Costume!
The first feature, fashion. 1900 supermodel, Catherine.
I can do faces, I can do extra faces, I can do listening, and I can do watching.
1, 2, 3.
Let's go. I don't remember slippers.
Time to try for an action shot. Not easy with a film speed of around 10 ASA, 20 times slower than film today.
Make them your friend.
But it's going to take more than a modelling stunt to cheer Catherine up.
I wanted to come and do the Victorian project. I thought it'd be an adventure, you know, stepping back in time, seeing what my ancestors would have lived like. But, and there's a big but, the fact is that I've experienced it and now I'm sick of it. If I don't go out at least once a week, even if it's just a video and pizza evening with loads of chocolate ice cream around at my friend's house, or going clubbing, you know, either one of those things will make me happy.
There were no nights out clubbing in 1900. Even in less restricted America, a teenager's wildest evening out would be a church supper or an educational lecture.
Come in. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you knock. That's right. Catherine?
In an attempt to alleviate Catherine's boredom, an appointment has been arranged. Joyce is hoping to interest Catherine in a pastime popular in 1900.
So, do you recognise yourself here?
Yeah.
Well, you're learning to play the piano for two reasons. First of all, you want to amuse yourself. Secondly, you want to amuse other people. Okay? So, what we need to do is to learn to read music. But
mastering a musical instrument was an important skill for a Victorian girl, a passport to entertaining at musical evenings, a rare opportunity to meet a suitor.
Third finger on a C.
To be honest with you, I don't particularly want to know what a Victorian girl of my age will want to do. You know, there's just nothing that interests me.
That's it.
I'm sorry if I'm being rude and obnoxious, but that's just the way I am, and you're getting me, Catherine Bowler, angry. You're not getting some poncy girl who, in a Victorian dress saying, I do like my 1999 life, but being a Victorian, it's a really good contrast, and I've learnt to play the piano, and I've also learnt to do some embroidery. You know, that's not me!
Young women like Catherine would have lived at home until they married. As for dating, Joyce has discovered from a Victorian advice book that even thinking about a man was taboo.
The reading of sensational love stories is most detrimental. The descriptions of passionate love scenes arouse in the reader a thrill through her own sexual organism that tends to increase its activity and derange its normal state, and goes on to tell you, how awful it is for girls to think about young men or even to look at young men, because it's going to introduce terrible, not just mental things like, impure thoughts, but also may damage their internal organs. I just can't imagine what good they thought this book was actually going to do anybody.
The piano lessons don't lift her spirits. She calls it quits. Elizabeth, the bowler's maid of all work, is also causing problems.
Assertiveness comes in many shapes and forms, and I'm afraid I don't think I've got it when it comes to reprimanding employees. I'm very new to this game, and I haven't had a maid of all work for very long. She's actually half an hour late, and I was just thinking about what do you say to somebody who's persistently half an hour late.
Working as the bowler's servant has given Elizabeth an appetite. She wants to know more about the working conditions of maids in Victorian England.
Do you have any social history books about history of women?
Gone 10 o'clock now. What do I say when she turns up? I'll just say, hello. Hello, bad traffic. Lovely to see you. And then she goes off and does the cleaning.
I got this book which was about Victorian working women, and it actually had in it the diaries of this Victorian gentleman who was called Arthur Munby. He actually had a fascination of finding out what sort of work women did in the Victorian times, and especially hard manual work. Arthur Munby actually married Hannah, who was a maid of all work in a Victorian house, and it was her diary that he encouraged her to write.
The diary that Hannah Munby wrote with the encouragement of her husband records in accurate detail how hard life was for most turn-of-the-century servants. And with no social security, they were at the beck and call of their mistresses.
I suppose she could be ill, but she's been late every day. She did get lost a couple of times. You can't keep getting lost though, can you? I don't know.
Hello. Hi.
Wash day.
Oh my God. Put it down.
Lots of whites, really.
Okay then. All right. I'll take that off your end. Thank you.
Millions of working-class women were paid extremely low wages and worked in appalling conditions. In America, many of the servants were immigrants, and they left for other jobs as soon as they could, preferring factory work to domestic service.
At school, I was never taught anything about women's history. Most of the things you're taught about is what men have done in society and things like that. And I was really astounded at the work that they had to do.
Hannah Munby's diary has surprised Elizabeth.
She was quite proud of the fact that she had hard hands, and she was quite proud of the fact that she had really big biceps, because there's actually a picture of her showing her pulling her sleeve up and showing her biceps, and they are huge, which doesn't surprise me because of the work that they had to do. She writes about having time off. For instance, in like a 12-month period, she would be lucky if she got one night off. And for that one night, she'd have to make sure that the women in the house didn't need her to go out with them, because she was a chaperone as well. And she'd also have to make sure that she'd done the dinner and the tea before she left. So it wasn't like as if they were saying, yeah, take the day off, you don't have to do any work. She actually had to do all the work before she had the time off.
In 1900, many newly aspiring middle-class families were employing domestic help for the first time. This often led to awkward relations between housewife and maid, and Joyce has never had a cleaner before.
It's a bit odd having somebody in your house who isn't a member of your family but gets to look at all your dirty stuff and, you know, wash up. I just feel it's just a bit strange, really. It doesn't feel like your own home. I feel quite uncomfortable. Not uncomfortable because of her, because she's actually very nice and easy to get on with, but it's quite an uncomfortable feeling to have somebody in your home that isn't a member of your family. Doesn't really come naturally to me that for somebody else to be doing my cleaning. I don't think I've been very specific. I don't know whether I've been very helpful to her, really. I don't want to work her fingers to the bone, but from a purely selfish point of view, I don't want to do the cleaning. I want to be freed up to do other things while my poor little skivvy is at home. Oh God, that's awful, isn't it?
I think Mrs. Bowler has been used to having work which is more of an intellectual side, so she's used to having more stimulation with her mind and using her mind and things like that.
Having a maid gave some middle-class women time to campaign for women's rights.
One of my main pastimes since I've been here is reading, and I'm going through the local library like a dose of salts. And I have a book which refers in the back of it to a lady called Millicent Fawcett, who I have discovered founded a society which was actively campaigning for the votes for women from about the 1860s, and I'm very interested in finding out more about her.
In 1900, in both Britain and America, women could not vote, although the campaign for voting rights was gaining strength. The term suffragette, originally coined as an insult by the London Daily Mail, was quickly adopted by female suffragists on both sides of the Atlantic. Joyce has arranged to meet Diana Dorley, the granddaughter of a suffragette, to find out more.
The suffragettes, you see, had their own magazine and things, which they sold. They weren't allowed to stand on the street to sell it. They had to stand in the gutter. Otherwise, it was counted as obstruction.
And all these women get together, and yet still they're ignored. It's not the lone voice. It's not as if it's some eccentric few.
They were conventional people who believed that women had rights.
As the Votes for Women campaign intensified, women tried civil disobedience to force the government to give them the vote.
That's a belt that they put round their waist and chained themselves to railings. You see, I think the chain would have been attached there. And then they chained themselves to the railings so that they couldn't be got off. And they then would get arrested and put in prison. And they were brutal to them when they put them in the Black Mariahs and things.
It's not just getting the vote, is it? It's the whole thing.
It's the whole thing
for women.
That's right.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's just fantastic for me to be holding this, and somebody wore this. And
they refused to eat. And then they were force-fed.
Force-fed, weren't they?
And that picture is not an over-dramatisation.
It's brutal, isn't it?
It is, yes, it really was. And this was to middle-class women. Because on the whole, it was the middle-class women who did these things, because there were working-class women, but they couldn't afford to lose their jobs.
Exactly, and they didn't have the freedom to do this, really,
that's right.
did they?
Yes.
The more Joyce learns about the campaign for women's rights, the more unhappy she feels about employing a servant.
Just floated about for a bit, and then I started to swim. I suppose I was thinking about, the freedom, and it was lovely to have the freedom and the time to be able to come swimming. And then I was thinking, well, it would only have been certain people possibly that would have gone swimming. And my maid of all work, that poor little thing wouldn't have been able to go. And I felt a real hypocrite. Basically, I think if I was listening to myself going on and on about women's rights and about this, that and the other, and liberation and stuff like that, and then I end up with a maid, it's like, I beg your pardon? What the hell are you going on about?
Joyce is uncomfortable having a maid. This puts more strain on her relationship with Elizabeth. Joyce makes a difficult decision.
What I want to say is, I'm liberating Elizabeth. I'm setting her off free into the world to find her way and do her own thing. I just can't have someone else coming in and cleaning up my house.
Joyce can't bring herself to fire Elizabeth face to face, so she sends her a letter.
That's unbelievable, that is. I wasn't expecting that at all. I'd like to see what the house looks like in another couple of weeks when I'm not there. You know, before they move out, I'll bet you any money now, before they move out, that house will look like a tip, like it was when I first started, you know. So I don't know what they're going to do. If they're going to clean it themselves, good luck to them.
Without Elizabeth, Joyce will once again have to do all the cleaning herself. There's a little more than 2 weeks left in the 1900 house, and the routine is getting her down.
Just been in the garden. I was sitting in the chair in the kitchen. I've been reading a bit, and after lunch had a cup of tea and dropped off to sleep. And I was woken by the most fantastic sound. And I walked right up to the fence and was listening. And it was just... I've forgotten how much I miss music.
To satisfy Joyce's craving for music and Catherine's longing for excitement, the Bowlers are having their first evening out of the home. A trip to the Players' Old-Time Music Hall, one of the last surviving music halls in Britain.
Seeing the people on stage at the Players made me think about their lifestyles and how appealing, how attractive it must have seemed to be in theatre as compared to ordinary life, which was extremely ordinary, I think, for most people. It is glamorous, and it must have seemed even more so in 1900, I think, to be able to, you know, just for 5 minutes get up on stage and be like a queen or something, you know, and everybody clapping, and that must have been the thing that kept them alive, really, because it would just keep that little spark of you going.
We haven't had any good nights out, really, and it was just so fantastic and so eventful and so exciting that I really enjoyed myself, and it's a bit like a circus, really. We didn't feel out of place.
Everyone has enjoyed the evening, especially Catherine, who in her modern life is studying performing arts.
The theatre is so fantastic and so alive, and you'd be able to do whatever you wanted. The fantastic freedom of it all. All the different sorts of women that were actually opposed, they were all so done up in lovely stage makeup. Their hair was gorgeous, wearing sort of quite revealing clothing. What went through my mind was, I want to be like that. You know, if I was in 1900, I would want to be like that. That would be my aim.
Okay, so what's the first thing you do?
As a 1900 teenager, I really think that, you know, the boredom in this house. I would have thought a little bit older, and I would have been straight on the stage.
Has to be remembered that I can't sing.
No, that's all right.
So that's good.
Inspired by her visit to the music hall, Catherine is taking a bold step and has persuaded Joyce to join her. They're going to try out at the New Faces audition at the Players Theatre and are writing a routine. They summon Catherine's ex-piano teacher, Matthew, to help them.
You know what I mean? Big.
Okay.
Sell it.
The biggest problem is getting me on the stage. I think if somebody's got a big stick and they can just get me out there, I think I'll be all right.
A seedy world lay beyond the middle-class home, and in 1900, the stage was considered to be a den of vice. In America, a conscious effort was made to clean up the theatre, and the result was vaudeville. It was the family show of the 1900s, designed to appeal to the middle class. But in Britain, the music hall had an unsavory reputation and was not a place for decent families. With Catherine and Joyce intent on performing, Paul has returned to talk to Dominic LaFoe, chairman of the Players Theatre to find out how this would have been received.
No respectable, in inverted commas, Victorian father would have permitted his daughter to go on the stage willingly. There must have been rebels, of course, but in general it would have been social death. Actresses were considered almost akin to prostitutes, which was hugely unfair. But nonetheless, that was the situation. Musicals were not respectable. They were full of drunken people. They were full of people without any inhibitions for whatever reason. I mean, even drugs were readily available, of course, in chemists in those days. The only women who went to the audience were prostitutes, and the men about town were there, and together they made a very happy evening.
I don't know, as a sort of loving mamma in 1900, whether I would have approved of Catherine going on the stage. I think I probably would. Dear. And risked it.
Unconcerned about their reputations, it's full steam ahead with rehearsals. Catherine's written a song and Joyce has adapted her party piece, which lampoons the social rules that made life so dull for the women in 1900.
She will ride the derby, play football, win the cricket, get the vote, get into Parliament, become Prime Minister.
The girls' own paper is coming along nicely. Just as they would have in 1900, the fashion photos arrived back from the chemist.
Kevin's small, which is great. Wow, that is so really good.
Although pictures of young women in underwear would have been considered pornography. For a feature in the magazine, the girls visit one of London's more cultured attractions in 1900, the Victorian and Albert Museum.
And then this is the page that we've saved for your interview. We're going to put that in the diary as well.
And you're going to
They've arranged to interview the head of research, Clive Wainwright, and are shown rare surviving moving pictures of Queen Victoria.
When does this date from?
1899.
And is this something people would have had in their homes?
No.
No.
They were very expensive.
Ah, right.
And the important thing about it is that it records Queen Victoria coming to the museum just 100 years ago, 17th of May, 1899.
Oh, we just missed her.
Yeah, just missed her. And it was almost the last public act. She died a couple of years later.
The images for the mutoscope were shot with an early film camera. Each frame was pasted individually on a card.
Pictures, which, if you turn them at just the right speed, it looks
they
looks
know.
like
Oh, it's absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
Somebody's got a bunch of flowers.
Yeah. And there she is.
Oh, yes.
While the twins are busy with their interview, Joyce finds an exhibition of photographs taken by a Victorian aristocrat, Lady Howardin.
She's trying to escape. Let me out. Trapped in a corset. Oh, it's quite eerie. I think it looks like us. It looks like us at home. Definitely. Oh, this looks like Catherine sat in her window. Here we have trousers, and we have ladies' legs. Ladies' legs. I want a dressing up box. I think that's what we could have done with.
For their audition, Joyce and Catherine will need new outfits, which they're renting from a theatrical costume house.
Suffragette colours. Well, sort of. Purple, green, and white. That's right. Gorgeous.
There's this one, but the dress is in the window, so I don't know if you want to have a look at it.
Oh, yes, please.
That's a hat.
Joyce ignores the 1900 etiquette that no lady should ever be dressed in such a way that she attracts public attention.
Lace, tassels, pizzazz. I'll try that one on. Off we go, quick before anyone sees me.
But before going on stage, Joyce has one more hurdle to clear.
I have a problem. I have lost a filling, therefore I need to go to the dentist. I mean, I think I've got an image in my mind of somebody who's just... I don't know, a Victorian dentist, somebody who pulls your teeth out, really. I just hope he hasn't got lots of nasty instruments and scary apparatus.
In 1900 America, dentistry was a regulated profession, but in Britain, anyone could call themselves a dentist.
100 years ago, you'd had your teeth extracted and you'd have been gummy. Now, they could make you a denture, but you would have to have been very wealthy to have a denture.
Oh.
The other thing that was tried was tooth transplantation. So they take somebody fairly young with reasonably good teeth, bring them in, take out those good, healthy teeth, and put them into the area where you'd extracted a tooth from a wealthy person. So they got new teeth, as it were.
So rich people bought other people's teeth?
Poor people's teeth.
Poor people's teeth.
Dental transplants were rarely successful. Fillings were possible, but painful. Hot molten metal was poured into the cavity and left to set. But much of the equipment is surprisingly similar.
This tray here is 100 years old. What we need is an appliance to get a tooth out. This was designed, it still works really well, so why change it? I mean, even the drills.
It's foot operated.
It is, yeah. It's like a sewing machine. So you can see.
Although Victorian drills could cut through a tooth, they revolved 1,000 times slower than drills today.
Now, obviously, I've never worked on a patient with one of these before, but you can see
I'm not going to let you work on me.
You can see where the origins came from. It's not a million miles away. Okay, it's a similar idea.
Yeah,
you know, if we had it hanging there, we just apply it onto the tooth here.
Joyce decides not to have her teeth done the Victorian way and opts for modern treatment.
And so just isolate the tooth.
Today I'm going to wear stage makeup, stand on a stage, albeit a small one. And today I don't feel very well. I'm a little bit scared. I give you Miss 2000. Da-da, and applause. Bang, bang, bang. This is my manifesto.
I think I'm scared for Mum as well, because the fact that she's never been on a stage before, it sort of makes it even more sort of tense.
I don't know this. You're looking at this bloody dress, it's making me feel sick. This is going to be awful, I know it. I'm going to be shockingly bad. No, but come on.
At the Players, Dominique Lafoe is waiting.
Next, please.
Do you want this?
Yeah, in a minute.
Joyce and Catherine have only minutes to get made up, something they haven't done for nearly 3 months. Because if you wore makeup in the suburbs, you were considered promiscuous.
Oh, I look lovely.
Until the late 19th century, actors used white lead and rice powder, guaranteed to rot the skin. But Ludwig Leichner's development of dermatologically tested stage makeup opened the way for the 20th century boom in cosmetics.
Stay in the dressing room.
Ladies and gentlemen, here I stand before you, a woman of the year to... Oh, God, I'm not a woman of the year to...
Ladies and gentlemen, here I stand before you, a woman of the year 1900. Womanhood personified. Everything a lady of our age could wish to be. Honest, virtuous, pure in thought, home-loving, standing as the backbone to the empire.
Standing on stage at the Players Theatre was something I never dreamt I would do in 100 years. I was probably one of those terrible people that would have to be dragged off because, like your auntie at a party that has a sherry and, you know, I think I'm turning into one of those. It was lovely. I really enjoyed it.
100 years into the future. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you the woman of the future as she stands on the threshold of the next millennium. I give to you Miss 2000! Hooray! This
I think I worked very hard to create an identity for myself as a 1900 woman. It wasn't just a turning from one century into another. It was a turning point for women. So there were lots of things that women could really get their teeth into. They could suddenly become important. They could become national figures. They could become people in their own right. They could stand up. They didn't have to be, for instance, Mrs. Paul Bowler. I could be Joyce Bowler.
She will ride the derby, play football, win the cricket, get the vote, get into Parliament and become Prime Minister. Yes. What do you say, sir? Speak up. Hear, hear. Are you a man or a mouse? He's not a tall man, and he's not a short man, but he's just the man for me. Not in the army, not in the navy, but the Royal Marines Artillery.
Joyce and Catherine's show was considered a little too modern for the Players' Theatre.
It's been a real privilege to do this because I've not only discovered lots about the period, about history, but about myself as well. And so I don't think it's the real me, but a side of me that I've sat on perhaps before or only allowed out now and again. I've been allowed to indulge that. So for me, oh, I'm nearly crying. So for me, especially at the end of this, nothing will ever be the same again. And I'm going to let real Joyce out, and I'm just going to be me.
The Bowler family's Victorian odyssey is coming to an end. With just 2 days to go, they're eager to reflect on the experience with the help of historian and creator of the 1900 house, Daru Rook.
It's now 3 months since the family moved into 1900 House to start their first days of the experiment which we created. See what would happen if you put a modern family in a house of yesterday. Now I'm back to find out what experiences they've had. Morning, I'm collecting on behalf of the widows and orphans.
Oh, do come in, do come in. And we have lots of widows and orphans in here.
How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Daru wants to know what they found hard to live without.
I've missed modern detergents, pathetic, shampoo, washing up liquid, and I've missed my weekend newspapers.
Using their telephone, contacting people, putting on comfortable clothes.
You know, bottles of shampoo and conditioner and all these different things you can put all over your body and your hair and your face.
Sweeties.
Shut up. When I get back to the 20th century, the first thing I'm going to do is to listen to some music because I've really missed music here. And
yeah, because it's been so quiet.
Oh no, we can't. Chris is in there.
Before the Bowlers leave, they're throwing a Victorian summer party for their new friends and neighbours. Daru has brought a 19th century punch recipe.
Sticking outy bits off them. The recipe is incredibly complicated in that we've got to hull and wash all of those, and then we've got to rub them through the sieve into the punch bowl, and then we've got to add sugar, lemon, and 1 or 2 other liquids. It's really strawberry puree with a bit of water added.
No, you're not doing this without an apron on. Strawberry stains. Okay. I want you to look really nice this afternoon, not a big pink mess. I'd like to be able to say that living in 1900 will change the way we live in 1999. I would hope that we would take more time over things, which is something that you have to do here. I think that's why it was so difficult at the beginning, because it was a real slowing down process for all of us. Much more deliberate about things, lots more thought, lots more time for each other.
Get into lumps then, won't it?
This is such an enormous thing that's touched our lives that I think it will change us. Take your medicine.
Make me like a man.
Just like squash strawberries.
Is it? Well, isn't that incredible?
What were we expecting?
I think we'll have Dad here.
To commemorate their stay, the Bowlers have hired a professional photographer to take their portrait, using a turn-of-the-century camera. 100 years ago, even something as simple as taking an indoor photograph was difficult. To create a flash, he has to use highly explosive magnesium.
It's not something I've done before. I think Paul might know more about armaments than I do.
Yeah, I'll back you have a go as well then.
It's dangerous.
I'll do it outside the garden or something.
Many 19th century photographers lost their sight or a limb using this method.
And caps off, firing. Well done.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Well done, everybody.
That is so good.
Oh, thank goodness, the sandwiches at last. Do you want to come through to the dining room?
From their household budget, the Bowlers have managed to save enough money to have their party catered. Like 1900 families, they've hired local merchants to provide simple food. Victorians preferred to entertain a large number of people at small cost, rather than a few extravagantly.
Coming through with ice, please. Can you move out of the way?
In turn-of-the-century London, ice was delivered in large blocks. It had come a long way. In 1900, 500,000 tons of ice were imported to Britain from the frozen wastes of Norway and North America. Although the technology existed to keep it frozen, ice could not be made in Britain until the 1920s.
One of the things I've really learned about the families living in 1900 House is what hard work it was in the past. We read the books and magazines of the time, but actually seeing them doing everyday things like making a cup of tea, well, you realise what an absolute slog it must have been. It doesn't do to get too romantic about it.
It's just so much hard work. Yes. Everything is so much hard work. Physical hard work.
I mean, you're probably dying to get back to your own place, but
it's all too much, isn't it, really? It's all happening.
You're probably thinking it's gone ever so quickly, and but last time I spoke to you, you were absolutely desperate. You were counting the days, actually, weren't you, to get home.
This was the charter of the land, and guardian angels sang the strain. Roll, Britannia, Britannia, rule the waves.
Catherine has been counting the days to freedom and is celebrating with more than her fair share of pins.
I know what it tastes like neat, but you should have some lemonade in it. My fondant fancy and the neat pins. Well, there you go, there's Victorian for you.
That's Fortnum, Patricia and Charlie.
Patricia and Charlie?
Yeah.
You'll remember that?
The party's over, and it's time to start saying goodbyes. Poultry historian Fred Hams has come to take away the chickens.
Back to Kent for you, my son.
Joyce and I said we're very sad to leave this house. We've created our little world here, be it good or be it bad. And people said, would you continue? And there are some times when I've said, no, there's no way I can sort of stay, but today I could stay forever.
I'm really going to miss it here. It was something that was just amazing to do. It was so brilliant, and it's just one of those things that you just want to keep forever.
Can you hear? The heavens have opened. No spectacular thunderstorm, thunder and lightning. Extremely fitting. It's been waiting to come all day, really. I don't want to go home.
Very hot.
I know it's very hot. Do you want me to open your window? Yeah, come on,
Just when I start to get it right, just when I start to know what I'm doing here, I have to go home.
Morning, sweetheart. You alright?
No.
A bit tired? Yeah, I thought you were. You go to sleep?
A bit too. I've just been sick in the toilet, so
Have you cleaned it up?
I've flushed.
It's the bowlers' last morning at 50 Elliscombe Road. Yesterday's party has taken its toll.
How many tins of this have we had since we left? This experience has taught me loads about life in 1900. I think I just did accept that stereotype, that caricature of a person that wore certain clothes, ate certain food, did certain things. Yes, I'm sure there were people like that, but it's made me realise that everybody living in this street, in houses, they were all as different as we are today. And it's made me want to dig deeper to know what it was really like then, and not just to accept what's between the pages of a history book. Where should we go next time?
We're going to climb Everest as a family.
First
family on Everest.
In Victorian costume.
You're joking, no? It's going to be shorts, t-shirt and suntan, that's what it's going to be.
From tonight, it'll be back to toothpaste.
I hate these toothbrushes.
Double dose today. Horrible.
I'll give it anyone.
Now it's bicarbonate of soda for the last time.
Oh, these are bent. These are really
No, turn the other way, so
Yeah.
they're facing outwards.
Yeah.
Like
The
that.
time has come for the family to shed their 1900 personas, starting with
Go
Paul's
on,
moustache.
I don't really know.
I don't want to.
Joe will do it, won't you, Joe?
Go and don't cut Daddy's face.
Careful.
Careful of Daddy's lips, Joe. That bit.
Actually, it doesn't look too bad, does it? It's no, it's trimmed it up.
A bit neater.
Yeah.
I did.
There's one little thing I would like to take with me is my razor. It's been with me right from the beginning, from day one. Right at the beginning it cut me to pieces, but I've mastered it and we've got through it together. So it's a significant thing to me, for me to take away and perhaps put in my bottom drawer for a memory.
Have you looked at yourself?
Yes. Are you ready?
Bad.
I am the dad.
No squealing.
Oh, you cut yourself.
You look a whole lot cleaner.
Who are you?
Just do a normal face. I don't think you looked like that before.
That's not you. You look like a squirrel.
Oh, that's better.
That's better. That's better.
My first kiss in 2 months.
If Mum and Dad said to me, you know, would you like to do this, come back and do this in 2 years' time, I'd definitely say no. I'm sorry. I've done it. I've been there, bought the t-shirt, and I don't want to do it again. I think it'd be nice to see somebody else do it, though. You know, watching somebody else suffer.
But now for Catherine, the suffering has come to an end. The family's modern clothes are returned.
My fleece.
Socks. My pink pants.
Take off these horrible long socks. The most difficult aspects of 1900 life was sharing a room with my 2 younger sisters, which I didn't enjoy. And I thought it might be nice time to get to know my little sisters much better, but I didn't.
Can't believe how small my underwear is. Look.
Well, I think
Oh God, they're nice. They're the best.
A comparison, Mr. Bowler. And here we are, look, that's what I've been wearing for the last 3 months, and now they expect me to wear these. There you go.
It doesn't look like enough clothes.
I know, it's like...
I'm going to be cold.
So where's the rest of it then?
The girls are now wearing clothes that weigh a third of their 1900 outfits, and Catherine has taken off her hated corset for the last time.
No, again. It's moulded to my body as well.
Yeah. Taking it with you?
You ruined it, haven't you?
Yeah, it's really dirty. We go. I'm free.
Come in. Let me in.
That's your Barbie.
Remember me?
God.
I was still here all along, look.
You go wherever you want to go.
Joyce and Paul take one last look around 50 Elliscombe Road.
Tell you, it all felt real. Now it doesn't seem real anymore, does it? I feel like a visitor. It sounds ridiculous. It sounds like I'm making it up or I'm being silly, but I honestly feel like I will leave part of myself here.
No, it'd be
I
somebody
think
else's.
it's definitely the clothes, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like a completely different person.
You're not taking this? It has been your incarceration, hasn't it, for 3 months?
Leave it here.
Okay.
Bye-bye, 50 Elliscombe Road.
Go, my good man.
Having arrived by horse and cart, the bowlers now leave in a more high-tech conveyance.
Hey, what's this, everybody? What's ready?
It's light.
Oh, I think I'm going to be sick.
You know what, Mum, every time...
I know, it's like... It's
Car sick.
I know it... Oh, God, what if you're a bit strong?
I do, yeah, I do too.
Are you sure it's safe to travel at this speed?
The family's first taste of the modern world is a highway service station.
I've never been very fond of service stations at the best of times.
We would like...
3 Whoppers, but can we have them without anything on them? Just
would you want 3 Whoppers plain?
Yeah. That's 4 months' wages.
Okay, £1.34.
Look at this. Look. Essential shopping guide for your Victorian home.
Oh, that's it, straight down the shop.
What's wrong? Go on. What's wrong? What's wrong with these pictures?
It's too light.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
It's too light, it's too clean, it's too... pristine.
That can't work.
That one does.
Oh.
It rings. I've got a headache.
I hate all this, I do, I hate it all.
And then...
It's time to go now.
Where's all the friends going?
Come on, let's just go home, everybody.
Since coming back, I appreciate more things like my hairdryer and my makeup and my choice of clothes that I can have, and you know, being able to wear clean clothes every single day. That just like cleanliness and things like that just really make me feel much better in myself, and I appreciate that a lot. And I do think about, you know, how bad it was in the house.
I don't care what anyone says about that house. It was quite clean. We didn't catch anything, and we managed perfectly well. I mean, if the toilet got blocked up, those soda crystals would have done the job. We washed the floor with them, we washed the dishes with them. By the end of the 3 months, that hadn't become an issue. So it makes me wonder why, when I came back, I then filled this cupboard here with all manner of things that I now think I need. Do I need them? I mean, do I heck?
Oh, horseman, no! Horseman, no! Oh, only 2. Never mind. I don't really care. I took over them.
Having shaved with a cut-throat rover for 3 months. This is sheer bliss.
Right, if you want to know what I really miss most, it was the washing machine. Because, look, minimum effort, maximum result. In it goes. Magic.
To find out more about the Bowler family, time travel back to 1900 and beyond at pbs.org.
This experience, for me, has been enormous, much more than I thought it was going to be. I think I'd seen it on a superficial level, and it was going to be me indulging in my own little time travel fantasy, and it's not that at all. It's me discovering raw history. It's me discovering advances in technology. I think we just take so much for granted these days. We don't realise what's actually happened in the last 100 years.
The 1900 House was made possible by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
This is PBS.